Field?
Duffer, I call him. Yeah.
Take it away. We will do exactly that. Look, it's Train, and you went to great lengths to express your delight with the first two maps, so obviously this one's going to be a doozy.
Well, hopefully this one is going to be quite good. This is a map where both teams are very well versed. We have had the knife already. It's going to be mousesports on the T side. Hopefully it's better that we break double digits, at least for both teams. Like 16-5 and 16-2 really was a little bit disappointing. It's not even a game in that second map, especially. No. Mousesports didn't want to change anything up. They did struggle with their economy. I'll give them that. It's not like Na'Vi did anything crazy good, though. It's not like I can say, what an amazing strategy. It's one of the best performances I've seen. It's just Mousesports looking very weak, I have to say. So hopefully that this is the best of both worlds. We're going to see both teams have a decent performance and collide with an 8-7 first half, perhaps, as we've got a 1-minute countdown beginning for Na'Vi. They just asked for 1 minute. They've been given it. So seems like half an hour is not quite enough to get ready. But it will be them standing on the CT side. And
what better things do you have to do, though, Henry?
Well, it's just people are here to watch the game.
I know, I'm kidding. All right, fair enough. You're thinking about the viewer first. Here I am being selfish, thinking about us.
No. So it's just when you got this much of a break, I'm just like, oh, should be good to go. Either way, it will be T-side start for Mousesports. And if you're just joining us, we'll just set the scene once again. It's a best of 3. And we'll see whether this split series so far will lead Na'Vi to the quarterfinals. You kind of want them to be in the arena just because of how much it'll pop off when they get it. Obviously, Gambit were eliminated 0-3, another team that might have some local support, but it's going to be Na'Vi looking to really set the tone. Obviously, Hellraisers have Ukrainian players as well, so that would be cool. But we'll see if Na'Vi can do it. They still have an extra life. This game is currently 2-1. So if you lose the series, you're 2-2, so have another life to fight tomorrow. If you win, you go to play. Obviously, you don't have to play at all tomorrow. So let's see whether this will lead to the success of Na'Vi. They'll be set on the CT side here. The CZ comes up for Zeus on the pistol round. So there we go. A couple of sets of armor for them. One Molotov on the Mouseboard side. No smokes yet. I'm assuming Chris J's going to buy one of those as well. We are live, officially. So he drops the BT-50 for Rops, buys the Molotov, no smoke for Mousesports.
Our eyes befix upon Flamey's perspective. Thought maybe we'd stay there a little bit longer, but there will be no confrontation as the Brown Halls. Not quite there yet, but that's where we'll go. The first shot's already occurred. That's Oscar. He was the one man not in this train. On train to the inner trains, because he was trying to sell the fact that there might be some presence outside. Gets a little bit of information. Zeus manages 1 kill, but trades, although we go to 3 versus 3, allow the bomb plant, which starts to favor, if you will, Mousesports, because there's no kits either. There's 3 chest pieces, shall we say. As Simple manages only 1. The first one was great. The second one is normally a shot you expect Simple to hit, and he'll be kicking himself for having not done so, because that lets Stiko stay alive long enough to find Electronic as well, and Stiko's going to do a bit more than that, perhaps. Tries to get away from Edward. Edward's got more to deal with than just him, however, and a Molotov on the bomb. No kits. It's all for pride at this point. Nothing Edward can do. Mousesports will take the pistol.
Edward can't do it again. He gets 2 kills. On Nuke, he managed to get 3 on both pistol rounds. But you're right, Simple missing that shot. To be fair, he'd already found 2 kills. Was going to be the killing blow there for Na'Vi as Mousesports pick things up. You can see exactly what Chris was going for. When they finish up towards inside, he has that Molotov left over for the post-plant situation. Didn't necessarily need it there, but certainly helped to guarantee the round. As he dropped it down, Edward didn't have a kit, so it was pretty much impossible for him to win that one unless Chris J just died straight away. There's Stiko somehow surviving against Electronic there. So great work by him. And it will be 4 rifles for Mousesports, 1 Mac-10, and the 4 Spy from Na'Vi with Simple on a Scout. So these rounds are always possible, especially for the likes of Simple on a Scout. We'll see whether he can get rolling here. Rob's looking towards the E-box, and he'd be correct in doing so, because that's exactly where Electronic is. He's going to get the first kill. There it goes. He gets a double. And it will be Edward to chime in as well. So this round falls on its arse quite quickly for Mousesports. 4 versus 2 now, but Sunny recovers it.
Great transfer to get both of them. You gotta love Pretty in Pink. The gloves and the CZ to match. But Sunny just destroys them. 2 further headshots. Zeus and Edward to go down. It's 2-0 for mousesports. It's impressive in the accuracy. It's unfortunate it had to come to that, however, for mousesports, but he does recover the round and they'll continue on.
Wow. That was pretty impressive from both sides, I have to say. That does bode well for the rest of the map. Electronic, very nice CZ usage towards that E-box, but Sunny even better with the control of the AK-47. 2-0, full eco down for Na'Vi. Zeus buys Zeus as usual. He does seem to be the only player that buys it. I guess it's more of an ironic thing. I don't really know. Either way, it will be him pushing towards inside, and down he goes. Didn't get a chance to really show us what he's capable of. Another weapon that was nerfed pretty much into oblivion. It was quite prolific for around 3 months or so. 2015, I would say. And as soon as you have too much fun with it, valve remove.
Wow. You're being polite and saying too much fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
But that's not the reason. Simple behind the smoke. Oscar, gonna go right by him. Simple knows it, and Simple is the man that he is. Let's just put it that way. Goes for the knife, of all things.
Yeah. I guess he's the AWP. He wants to make sure he gets enough cash. Like if he said, well, I can get 1,500 there. It's not going to win the round, the one USB kill. I gotta get it, but it doesn't work out.
What other guns are pink? He's got a pink CZ, a pink
USB.
USB.
This electronic we're talking about?
Yeah. Is he all pink these days?
Well, that USB is really cool. It does look nice, doesn't it? With the gloves.
With the gloves, yeah.
Then we'll find out. Maybe he's gone for a full pink setup.
Doing it for breast cancer awareness.
Quite possibly. There it is on your screen right now. So 3-0 for mousesports. Great start for them on the T side. Train similar to Nuke, maybe not to the same extent in terms of its lopsidedness towards the CT forces. But there's the 3-0. Quite a convincing one. No reason to hunt down these CTs. They've got default weaponry. You don't need to kill them. Definitely not worth. Well, Robs will get one more. It's $300 at least for him. Round 4. And is there an all possible for Simple? I'll have a look. And he can afford it. He's got 5,700. So that's fine. Brings out the AWP, but this is a bit of a bonus situation for mousesports. He's got Galil's and MP7. Oscar throws away the Galil. No shotgun this time. No, he's going for AWP. You did watch Nuke. I apologize for some of the scenes that were witnessed. Oscar's going to turn it all around right here, though. And he's going to show us why he's considered one of the world's most exciting players to watch with the AWP. Up against the UMP of Zeus, and the AWP is Simple. Zeus will be looking towards that lower ramp, has dropped the incendiary and presumably fall back.
So Chris will move forward again toward Rops. Nade goes through, a little bit of damage. Sticko takes the brunt of it. Flamey at least gets Chris. Sonny, however, has a small gap in the smoke. He won't take advantage of it. He's going to go beyond. He's going to let Rops take that obligation instead. And Simple has the AWP to watch the smoke. He saw the elbow. Nearly thought in watching it fade back to the right that it would have been falling off and down into the depths of the site, but snapped back in time despite taking a shot in the process. So he goes to 41, but they keep it to a 3 versus 3 until Rops has other plans. It's still going to be Electronic that can push up. No kits, however.
That is a massive problem. Sticko, lucky to be alive even after that grenade is thrown, but he gets the kill somehow. Luckily, it's Simple with the AWP, who does take down Rops, but Sticko gets the reply, and without the kit, that should be it. Sure, it's a 1 versus 1, but Oscar's got the Molotov.
There's a kit on the ground. I don't think he has time even still yet. He just wanted the AK.
Yeah, Oscar's throws that Molotov now. It's round over. So, good effort, but one player surviving for both sides, and that's going to be it, I'm afraid. Electronic has to give up. He does save the AWP at least, but 4-0 on the T side of Train. Electronic, we find that, as he'll just make sure he survives. So both wolves will be taken into the next round. And Na'Vi have been very questionable, I would say, with their finance control so far. So they can definitely justify a partial buy with the maximum loss minus next round, with that AWP as well. I just really wouldn't like them seeing forced into this one and start destroying their own bank accounts. Looks like they've at least done that with the CZs. 1 scout, that's fine. Flamey still has 1,500. He'll get 34 on top of that, so not an issue. This is just about where you want to be.
Very bizarrely, I just had a desire for Season to be brought back.
Okay. It was never really... It was like... They did
I'm not saying necessarily put it in the competitive pool. I just missed the map, you know?
It was played in North America for what, like a couple of seasons, I think?
Yeah, that was well back,
It was actually a pretty cool version that Valve remade as like a Japanese one. they created.
I think they did it with the help of FMPO, if not
Yeah,
mistaken.
I think so. It was actually a really beautiful looking version, but it was never used competitively properly, at least.
Well, random thoughts aside.
That's fine.
Electronic is going to try and hold from the sandwich with just the CZ to do so. Mousesports back to their normal ways. I was going to say, from what we saw on Mirage, certainly absent on Nuke, but starting to roll again on Train. Don't get too far ahead of ourselves. It is only 5 rounds, 1 pistol, 1 gun round, and here's where we end up. So we'll get back to the guns this time for Na'Vi, and the question is simple. Go to the AWP again. He does. There you go.
We'll have a look at the scoreboard while we're here before we get to round number 6. Chris J yet to frag, but they're up 5-0. Can't really criticise him too much for that. Simple 4 and 5 at the top. Flamey had a great performance on the previous map on Nuke. He's 1 and 5. So we'll follow that in another 5 rounds and see where they sit. As we get into round number 6 here, no double AWP. Oh, there is a double AWP setup. I beg your pardon. Flamey has actually picked that up. So there we go. Here's the secondary AWP, technically, I guess, for Na'Vi. Before, when it was Guardian in the lineup, he used to be Guardian and Seas. That was obviously before Simple joined. So now Flamey has to pick up that responsibility. He's pretty decent with it. Most of these great aimers can handle the weapon. As Robs, this is his calling card. He more often than not plays towards inside, but Flamey's there with the AWP, seems to be aware of it. Robs doesn't use much utility when he goes for these plays. He just hopes that no one's there and he can challenge the anchors who are playing the bomb side floor. I'm going to follow Flamey myself. I feel like he's going to get the first kill. I'm going to have a look. Let's look at that place. So he does get flashed off. Smoke goes down. So it will be an inside execution map. Whether it'll be a successful one is yet to be seen. Zeus with a pretty decent grenade. Doesn't do too much damage. And here comes the play. Zeus just gets nothing done. And this is reminiscent of Mirage. And you know Zeus is there. Let's get stuck in and try and take him down. Simple gets dropped. 5 versus 3. Flamey doesn't get a single kill either. It's going to be 6-0. That was just, they just rolled over.
Yeah, I was quick to say in the last round that mousesports are back to their winning ways. And I get it. I quickly put myself in check and said that it was only a gun and only a pistol round, or only a pistol and then the first gun, if you will, if you want to put it in order. There was just something about it that made me say it, just the convincing fashion in which they're doing so. They're winning the duels, they're getting toward the bomb sites, they're accomplishing what they're setting out to do in the early parts of the rounds. And again, they do that. So it is looking like Na'Vi is going to have to make adjustments in how they're playing this. Perhaps get more aggressive, perhaps try and be assertive toward Ivy. They're just not doing anything early.
Yeah, I honestly think as well, you're a player like Zeus, like, you need to be more tactile about your approach to holding the inside bomb site. Your objective should just be get 1 kill and try and stay alive, right? He's in a really aggressive position there. He hasn't really got the aim to back that one up against a team like mousesports. He needs to be in an off angle, so when they commit and they're taking aggro from connector and stuff, then he can like maybe throw a flash or an incendiary and then peek out and take them down, spray just 1 down. That would be ideal. I don't think he's the kind of player that can really challenge lower round cleanly like that in a duel against multiple players and hope to win. That to me is very optimistic, but it's round 7, and obviously that was an absolute nightmare for Na'Vi. They're going to take another partial buy here. 6-0 down on the CT side of Train really is far from ideal. They'll save an AK into this round though. The scout for Simple, but they really need to start arriving very, very soon on this map. As we'll have a little 4-man stack towards outside. Zeus will hold the upper ramp on inner. Looks like they'll be boosting on the pallets here just to try and find this first kill. Oscar actually has a chance to spot a player there towards Olof. Edward gets 1, but Sticko quickly replies.
Oscar was boosted, and within a fraction of time, you may have been able to spot Flamey if they were a bit sooner. Flamey onto the flames, but still with 2 on the MP9. Surprisingly, no reaction from the man boosting. I understand that Oscar was very likely scoped in, but the man underneath not really able to spot him fast enough through the dissolving smoke. It's Sticko, and Sticko again. It's going to add this from bad to worse. As Na'Vi got a great start from Flamey, it all falls apart.
Oh, there he is, impaled on the pallet.
Yeah, he fell and hit his testicles really hard. It just kind of stayed there afterwards.
Well, he's got balls of steel, so it's fine. Simple.
That's another red versus blue reference. In Season 8, the fight against Tex, right at the end when she pushes the...
I've never seen it. So
It's the best CGI fight, I think, in the whole show. That and the North and South Carolina fight. But she pushes the concrete barrier underneath as the guy's... I can't remember who was falling, and it just lands on his nuts. It's amazing.
They still make that show?
I don't know if they still do. I need to go back and watch the last little bit. I actually thought it was really good. I thought the storyline that they, like, you could tell it started as just a couple of friends messing around, then it went from, like, super rudimental movements of, like, recording the actual gameplay to them being actually enabled to unlock some animations and create a much better
Microsoft
show.
actually helped them out, didn't they? Or Bungie did,
and at that point, the storyline was already developing, but then they got, like, a writer, they got CGI, and it went actually, I think it was actually sick at that point. Like, it was really cool.
I was never a Halo fan or an Xbox guy, so I never got to play
No,
it.
neither was I, but the only reason I got into it is because when I used to work at the dealership with my dad, there was some really boring days, and I'd just sit and watch it just to kill time, and I got super into it.
Well, there we go. 7-0. And an update on Red versus Blue as well. We'll see. The irony is that CS used to be Red versus Blue. The terrorists were always red,
true,
right?
Yep.
And I guess, was it too much of an intimidating color? For me, that still makes the most sense. Why we went to yellow, I have no idea. Like Blue versus Red is such a classic thing. Or evil versus good, right?
Now it's good versus caution.
Yeah, right. It's like, it was weird. I don't know why they made that conscious decision to change that. But either way, we're back to the next round, number 8. And it will be a single AWP setup again as Oscar looks for any players boosting up. It was an expensive round there for mousesports, but even after that investment, they still have 2 players hovering around the 9k mark, so it's not really a big deal, to be honest. And round number 8, 7-0. I was really building up the fact that I think this third map's going to be excellent, it's going to be really good, but it's been anything but, unfortunately. 7-0, and Na'Vi have just looked very flat again. Every execution, again, towards inside. I hate to go on about it, but they know Zeus is there, so they need to keep bullying this area. So they're going to keep trying to push this. And whether they get the first kill, yet to be seen. It's just how easy is this map? It's too easy. They'll trade that out easily, and they'll plant. This is not good enough. It's very good great aim from mousesports, don't get me wrong. They're looking fantastic. That's better from
fair
Simple.
enough.
But that shouldn't be that easy. Every single time just an execution with no default, you just win like that. Like you need to change things. You need to say to Zeus, we need to sub you out from this spot. We need to get Simple playing it.
Well, you've definitely got the game you wanted to match the other two, Hank.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think he's getting Simple on the orb, hold inside by himself. You just have to make that call at this point. It's just not working. They're bullying him too much inside. They even have Flamey backing him up there, and it still fell apart. Take a pause. Simple's called it. Watch for the setup next round. That would be my call right now. I'd say like to do it, and this might be difficult to swallow, but you're getting wrecked inside. Let's change things up here. But at this point, if I'm mousesports, I don't go inside at all again. I let them adjust now and let them change things up and let them move a powerful player in there, and I start doing outside rushes. That's me. That's how my brain works, at least. As soon as you show enough and you know you've broken it down to call a pause, then you start rushing outside. That would be my change of pace here. We'll look at the scoreboard. Yeah, Zeus 2 and 8, so he's really not putting up a fight there. Flamey's 3 and 8. He's also inside, so it is getting absolutely destroyed inside.
That's a good point. That the second player inside is also.
It's just that it's a good execution. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm saying, like, oh, anyone could defend that. It's great execution. They're hitting great shots, but there should be at least an exchange of kills. It should come down to a point where it's a viable win for the rotating players.
Well, something's got to give. There's not a lot of gifting going on in terms of weapons because they've got a Deagle and a Deagle. Simple just purchased the Deagle. I was about to say USP, but now they've got 2 of them. Either way, he doesn't have armor, nor 2 with Flamey. How do they go about trying to shut down mousesports? Finally, some aggression from Electronic. Rather than flashing through for the peak, though, he flashes through smokes deep, and that will essentially communicate that he wants to take territory, so I wouldn't expect much further aggression. The only thing he could hope for out of that potentially is trying to push them elsewhere on the map, trying to funnel them toward a setup that's aggressive, perhaps, let's say, toward A main, the next most likely scenario if they're to rotate back around, but no one's gone aggressive in that for Na'Vi. So you question the use of utility, if not for a plan, especially when you have to take the helm and being so far down. When do they break the shutout? So Edward to hold still at the ladder. It's been a very, very long and patient round from mousesports. Finally, they start to work in toward Ivy. Gap in the smoke, it wasn't exactly deployed perfectly. They'll have to consider that. That slows them ever so slightly on trying to work around the corner. Oscar gets one, Flamey with two on a Deagle. That may have been a collateral, and he's picked up an AK-47. Suddenly the round has some lags for Navi. What a turn of events, because Oscar had just finished killing the man at far, and he struck and struck hard. As Sonny tries to sneak in, it's Electronic who waits in the corner at Hell. It's Rops to try and fight back and recover what could be completely lost, and the man to go against, the man who's been pretty dynamite, Electronic from Hell. I was going to say it was Flaming, excuse me, he went down already.
Can't do it. They've won the round. Rob's not really worth pushing him now because he'll lose the money. So there it is. It takes an individual godlike performance from Flamey with that Desert Eagle to even get them around, but they get it. They get double orbs now. That was a partial buy for them. They have plenty of cash. If ever there's a chance to show up, this would be it now. You'll be given a lifeline. The game's not over yet. And let's have a look at their inside setup. Let's see if anything changes at all. I kind of speculated they might consider. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Simple's going inside right now with the AWP. And Zeus will be there low around, but they are mixing things up. They're sending firepower towards inside. Oscar gets the first kill, though. Almost gets the wall bang. That would have been unbelievable if he got that kill as well. So they'll leave Simple alone inside. It's exactly kind of what I speculated. They need to get Zeus towards outside. He hits a kill, and now at least buy them a couple of rounds. They won't just go for that straight-up inside execution, knowing that Simple could be there. So that's enough just to...
Now the question is, as you said, you would change it up and go inside quickly. Oscar's still making that work. So if it works slowly, maybe they'll stick that. But do they switch it back and Simple goes, right, I'm already in their heads? How much?
Yes.
That's where you start to overthink.
The mind games begin. But that's what they had to do. They couldn't just let Zeus sit there alone. At least Simple's shown presence there now. He'll buy them 1 or 2 rounds where they can maybe just go back to their usual setup.
Zeus to the E-box in his new location. Knowing that Simple's AWP was already on the corner, they'll suspect it's relocated or at least gone more passive. So Brown hauls again for mousesports. Simple is still on B, however. If not in their face, he's still existing in that location and can absolutely do damage. It's Simple. Who are we to kid ourselves? So deep smoke cuts off the entire back line, in which Simple was hoping to take advantage of. He has to elevate himself. He's done exactly that. My goodness, I thought he was going to get away with a second shot onto Sonny, but not to be. And it leaves the man advantage with mousesports. The bomb to go down, and Electronic already running from the site. This is going to be a harsh reset.
Yeah, indeed. That was a double orb setup they went for as well. So Simple, he gets 2 kills inside. He's done what he could, right? It wasn't enough, unfortunately. And it will be Zeus and Electronic to save the AWP and the AK-47. And they'll go towards T-spawn to save it. It is a harsh reset, but they do manage to bring an AWP and an AK. They'll just have to force by next round, man. They can't take a partial here. There's not enough rounds left. They need another godlike performance from someone. And it's going to be 9-1 with an almost certain force buy around it. The mousesports recover nicely. Good inside play after that. Oscar, though, some great shots towards outside, really punished from the main entrance, and that's... You might have thought we were going on about that a lot, but that's why we're kind of like frustrated. He's just using the shotgun only. Like, it just limits the potential this guy has with orbs and rifles if you chuck him on a shotgun every single round. He can't make those kind of plays happen. Pause called by Na'Vi, as I think they have to force by here. There's no 2 ways around it. I don't think we'll see anything else. So indeed, the M4 comes out, the UMP, Edward yet to buy. But this is getting desperate. Similar situation to being 9-1 down on the CT side of Nuke, exactly what we were discussing before. mousesports look destined for the quarterfinals at this point. Na'Vi anything but. They'll have to sit back and gather their thoughts, work out what the best possible play will be here. Na'Vi with 2 tactical pauses remaining, just to note. Flamey's starting to step it up. Remember, he was down at the bottom with Zeus for 2 kills a long time. They did that big round of the 4K. Zeus still stood on 9. Do they change things up again? Do they? Oh, they're going for no players inside. So they have moved things up, Matt. See what works out.
Again, it's when you start to overthink it, but it's not a bad situation because it actually works.
Well,
to some extent, they were right in their guess. It doesn't work to shut them down. Sorry, it worked in positioning outside when they were going that direction.
You see what I mean from mousesports, though? As soon as you start knowing they're calling pauses and you've shown giving them the fear of God towards inside. Rush outer. That's the perfect call in my opinion.
And Rops has even responded greater so because he knows they've had some opposition in that position. So, all right, hang on. There's this many people here. Go inside.
Yep.
Cut off the rotation.
So
Bomb heads that direction.
Zeus is very smart in the sense that he knows that's what they're thinking, and he's saying the stack outside. They're probably going to change. That's like 4D chess going on right now in terms of the callers. So he's made the correct call. You were right in what you said. So like it works since everyone was there, but it's still just roll over. It's going to be double digits, and they'll have to save the AWP and AK again.
Chris still only has 1 kill, by the way. That's ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, I guess he's fine with it though. If he's M1
I mean, you can't. Whatever. Who cares? They're winning. But it's kind of funny when you.
It's difficult to like point out that you just think like he's just in-game leading right now, throwing himself in first places.
It's yeah. I'm not being critical because it's working, but it's just kind of fun. I don't know. It's one of those funny things. Yeah. It's going to be another round. 10-1. Mouse Sports getting ever closer to advancing to the playoffs. Remember, winner of this to the quarterfinals, our 4th quarterfinalist, and get a day off. The unfortunate victim of this series will have to wait until just after this. I think they're going to do the draw, and or maybe they've been doing it a little bit early some days. But either way, they'll find out tonight who they play for tomorrow, and that match is make or break. At 2-2. Simple gets the op again because it's brought over, and I saw the AK as well. Who got to be the man to wield it? It's going to be Edward.
Yeah, so they'll force buy everything they've got. They need the rest of these rounds. There's no more ecoing, I'm afraid. You just have to try and win these out. Double digits, you've only got 1 round on the board. It's just really not good enough. And this will be an outside plate. Sunny looks towards the E-box, and he'll spot one. Zeus can get the first kill. This could be a second as well. So this is looking much better now for Na'Vi.
Oscar has gotten inside a pop to hook with that AWP, though. Oh my goodness, he just missed it. He spotted the shin. Couldn't respond. Chris, meanwhile, has made good ground. He gets inside of the site and behind the, I guess, aggressive forward defensive stance. Obviously, E-box was a big problem when they first went down. It's Sticko now in a 1 versus 3, and Na'Vi could find their second round. Bomb is down. Not far from where Sticko is. Go back up the ladder to get it, but he'll do so now. No sense trying to fight and find kills if he ultimately still has to backtrack at some point. Get that out of the way early. Thought he might grab that AWP. The fact that he's just sitting around inside of the bathrooms, okay, he's going to give it away. I thought maybe he was just going to hold it over. I was going to say their money should be fine. So AK-47. Far less than 47 seconds at 30. No one peeking because no one needs to from Na'Vi. Simple will swing from Z connector. Try and anticipate the play and be best suited to get the kill accordingly. 17 seconds. Oh, great reactions from Simple. Very, very fast. He could have easily caught him off, but it is the second round of the end for Na'Vi.
There we go.
That's us in the commentating booth.
Indeed. And here are the frag. That's not correct. That is not correct. Wipe. Try again. There we go. Bring it back. No. Okay, I'll tell you the frag leaders are. It will be it'll be Sunny at the very top.
Even you don't know.
12 and 7, and there you go. You can see it right now. And then 9 and 9 for Simple, and there we go. Those are the frag leaders. And it will be Simple to go inside again, solo. And they had to change that up. Like I said, Zeus plays hot dog now, and that's working out much better for him. So sometimes it's better just to swallow your pride map and reposition. As you can see, it's working out much better for Na'Vi at this point.
So 10-3, back-to-back rounds. Get to 5. We've got a game still. I'll grant them that. Definitely possible. So is this Mouse Sports timeout?
Yeah, their money's running a little bit dry. Got them for a full buy here, but the fast-paced, not working out as strong as it was before. And now they've got to work out, okay, Na'Vi have adjusted. They've repositioned. How do we break this down? They're playing in front of the smokes as well, so executions don't really work. Fast stuff might not work. Probably just want to run a slow default here, work out what kind of stance they're in, push them back, then go into the execution, I would say. Here's NVIDIA, Matthew. Why don't you tell us a little bit about them?
They make graphics cards. They have a green emblem. If your graphics card does not have that green emblem or NVIDIA written on it somewhere, you've got the wrong one and you are underperforming.
You'll never be as good as Simple if you're not using the NVIDIA card. That's what he uses, and that's what he uses for a reason. He needs the power of the 1080 Ti behind him at all times for that 300 FPS. You think
Some say he actually has so much power existing in himself that he powers all the 1080 Ti's in the world.
Yeah, in a way. like spiritually, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Without him, they might not work.
They probably wouldn't design it. There wouldn't be a need to. But here's Chris J pushing the flames, and he's taking a lot of damage for it. Probably taken down by Electronic. He needs to be very careful as he's now got the AK. 3 AKs on the CT side. We've always talked about how beneficial that is. Oscar doesn't quite pull the trigger, but Simple does. Takes down Rops. And again, Simple alone inside. Very satisfying to kind of see them listening to what is the correct response. You know, like they're not just being stubborn and keeping Zeus there. They've changed things up. Simple can anchor that by himself. 4 players outside. He's more than willing to take that responsibility. And we'll see this 4-on-4. And Edward be taken down. Sunny presumably dropped right here as well, though. Flamey gets him.
Smoke down at the end of Ivy. Smoke down on the entrance from Pop Dog. That extinguishes flames and allows Sticko to get a little bit further out. Zeus puts his crosshair there, but not directly on it long enough so as to reveal Electronic. He's between 2. Smoke at his back. It's due to dissolve, and it has. Does he know that Electronic's gone toward Ivy? He's going to search it. Spots him all too easy when he spotted his backside. Now he can focus firmly on trying to pinch out Flamey. Bomb in the hands of Oscars on the other side of Flamey. Good play from Sticko. Simple still recovers it, because I was going to say that allowed Oscar the freedom of getting into a main with the bomb. And we saw the timeout call. We saw the money dwindling away. If you want 10-5, this is the round that ultimately determines that for Na'Vi in many ways. 14 seconds, and Simple knew where the bomb was coming in from. Oh, they line up, but no time to fire for Simple. Sticko hits the shot, and I think he did so through his teammate.
Well, there we go. It was an exciting finish. Simple couldn't do it. You can see him shaking his head. He knew he had a chance there. But you can see, back in the day, he'd be like, maybe like 3 years ago, he'd be like punching desks and going mad. Like, he's so composed these days, I will say that much. Like, he really has turned that side of his personality around.
He's matured.
Yeah, he really has. And he's only, what, 21 or something, so it didn't take him long. But well played. Either way, it was a good attempt. Sticko, even better. Like, even when he heard Simple fire the shot, he had that reaction. Maybe at this one we'll see it. It's a final kill. He fires a shot, and he's there to get the repeat. And he knows, like, he's only got 1 bullet. He can't kill both of us unless we line up. They did line up, but luckily they survived. It's the final round, and Zeus, again, gets the first kill. Simple aside again. They work together in tandem to get the first 2 picks. That's much better. Just the adjustment Zeus needed to get him in this game. Get Simple there with him. Build up his confidence.
So Edward top of the blue train, and Na'Vi not broken. May still get a 4th out of this. Bit more of a buffer for mousesports if they lose the pistol at 4 than 5. 2 rounds and a chance again to be broken at what would be the first gun round, would lead to a tie game on 10-5. Now leads to, if they get a 5-round spread even, 11-8, which is a significant difference, believe it or not. So that 1 round to get to 11 for mousesports was significant, but still, every round counts for Na'Vi as well. 11-4 is where we end, and with 4 players surviving, it took a while to adapt and react from Na'Vi.
But they did adapt. And that's what I was happy about. They weren't just doing nothing about it. You know, they actually did the correct adjustments, get your best player in the position that's weak, and he does well there. I think they'll be, you know, they might sound weird. They'll probably be fine with that. And if they actually get 4 rounds in a row, started turning things around, they'll be optimistic. Like, okay, we can still do this. We're still in this game. Win this pistol, take it round by round, we'll be fine. And I'm kind of with them. I'm kind of feeling it now.
All right. Henry's with Na'Vi.
Well, maybe not to that extent, but I'm feeling confident they can make a good game. Right?
All right, I was trying to put you on the spot. I was trying to...
But it's good to be clear. So, yeah, I feel like they can make a good game of this now.
Clear as mud, Hank. Rops behind the spools is going to try and hold off when they get toward the B site. He's actually got a great chance. Simple realized it. Turned around. There was an awkward stare down for a moment, but looks can't kill in Counter-Strike, unfortunately. Electronic certainly can. He's got 3 quick headshots on a Glock. As Sticko is a 1 versus 4 away from winning it for mousesports. That's quite a distance when I think about the way I've said that, not with shots as beautiful as the one onto Flamey. Problem being, although he has a smoke and a kit himself, he's got a lot of ground to cover, and they've spread out quite well on the Na'Vi side for the defense. There we go. So now we get that 11-5. Let's see how it goes.
Well, there's the outside push. Sorry, inside push that works out. Electronic with the Glock. Straight down, that's what you should be doing as soon as you get the inside control, get towards those connector points, towards CT spawn, and the connector obviously stop them rotating, and that's exactly what Na'Vi need. Works out very well for them. Round 17 coming in. A couple of AKs, a couple of MAC-10s, and the force buy from mousesports with the scouts. This round isn't a foregone conclusion. We'll see whether this works out for them. Like mousesports can do this. Robson sticker though, not Chris J and Oscar on the scouts. Kind of interesting. Not going to check that simple. Down he goes.
Down he goes. He did well to find one beforehand, though. Sticko checking around the corner. Would have been perfect if he could have even just gotten away without even killing Simple, baited him in a little further, or done the deed himself. Sonny will get Flamey. And that's the man advantage to mousesports. As a result, Oscar's looked the wrong way, however, when he enters into the brown halls, suspecting perhaps they'd already gone by that position at the ramp, so gets caught off by it, and Zeus and Edward will gather themselves, compose their thoughts, await the arrival of Electronic, who has the AK-47 and the bomb. Doesn't have the bomb anymore, though. He's giving it to Edward. 31 HP to MAC-10. They want him to run a gun while they can take the fights. Zeus, one of the men charged and tasked with doing so. Sonny's got a chest piece in his arm. I was struggling. He's got a chest piece. He's got a vest. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes. With
the AK, so it was a little bit better suited, but he only had the 19 HP. Managed one, which is fairly decent in that situation. Unfortunately, it left Chris in the end with just the CZ removed from the action and no chance to steal from Na'Vi. Despite coming close and having the advantage for quite some time in that round, we go 11-6.
11-6, full eco. I told you, we've got a game on our hands now. Na'Vi starting to warm up into this one. They got 4 rounds towards the end of the first half. And I dare say they could pull this one back. We'll see. AKs for 2, now for 3. Flamey's just got a Glock armor. It gives Zeus will take the Glock armor. And that's one of the first times I've seen him go, you know what, you're my star player, you take this. Maybe things are going to be alright for Na'Vi. They're learning. Zeus is taking the selfless act. I like it.
Great shot from Simple as always. It seems Zeus will plant the bomb. Flamey and Edward. We just need... Well, Simple gets another. Just need the guns for mousesports and we'll get things underway. They just come out now. Oscar onto the AWP. In case there was any speculation that maybe he wasn't going to be wielding it again. Chris J cannot afford a second one, so he'll stick to the rifle. Edward's going to stay in the MAC-10, by the way.
Yeah, I like that. 3 players with our helmets can always cause damage. Throw him in first. Gets 1 kill, it can snowball out of control. We've talked about that quite a lot so far across the day. It's our final map of the evening, finishing a lot earlier than we did yesterday. So,
knock on wood.
Yes, well, I say
before
that.
like the internet just shuts off for
yeah, well, yesterday we were
2.5 hours.
Well, I say we. The other guys were still here at 1:30. So, same schedule. We managed. Well, actually, we only had 3 today. I guess. Maybe I should clarify. We started the second game at the same time, though. But
yes.
Either way, it's going to be round 19. All power for Oscar, but look at the lack of utility these boys have got. They've got 1 smoke, now 0 at the 1:20 mark, and 1 flashbang. No kits. This really is going to be a difficult round for them.
So Edward down the ladder. Certainly will be a difficult round for them. They've got guns and armor, and that is it. Oscar. He's going to have to hit some shots if that's the case. If he wants the clarity of vision. Problem is that there is utility on the other side, and that makes it even more difficult. Well done to Notch, despite flicking and everything in his body said to shoot. He held his nerve and managed to get it on the re-peek. It was also equally less predictable. You would have expected a second player to take the peek after the first one and evaded him. It's Simple still that offsets with Stiko to get it back to a 3-3. And with the bomb going down, Zeus has made his way onto the control room ladder and therefore up above from where Oscar is going to be entering. It'll make it awkward for the AWP of Oscar to try and accomplish much from that angle. The best chance is that he gets a 1-for-1, and he can't even hit that because Simple was staring that direction and hit the shot on the AK instead, which means Na'Vi now will get that 5-round spread we discussed, which, again, you go back to the first half, it's 10-5, it's now 10-10. Instead, it's 11-8.
Absolutely. This is why I thought Na'Vi get that pistol, it's never over. And that first gun round is always going to be difficult. Like I said, 1 minute 20, mousesports had no utility. Like, you kidding me? Like, that's going to be so difficult to hold off that full execution Na'Vi bringing to the table. They're hitting the shots now. Simple's feeling it. It's got 17 kills. Yeah, this one's going the full distance. We're going to see all 30 rounds here. And Simple might be able to find Rops, not quite.
And I said 11-8, I meant 11-9, by the way.
Yes.
Carry on.
But it is 11-8.
No, but I meant it'll get there. I meant the 5 round. I just
okay.
was starting it from 3 for some reason in my head.
All right. Well, we'll see whether there's a pause or anything. No, it looks like they'll save these 2 weapons, and Oscar's put a Zeus. That suggests they'll just take an eco here. So they'll buy a few more grenades to go with the rifles and upgrade a couple of the pistols, but this is not even a partial buy really with them. It's just going to be default pistol for Oscar, Christian the 5.7. So another player that doesn't believe in the CZ.
Eddie gets to the top of the stairs. Zeus in the hands of Oscar. I still wish Zeus.
Oh, Zeus, the coach?
When he played.
So when he filled in at the major?
Yeah.
So he had to be playing.
Do you remember that? I said I'd shave my head. And then they all went for it. We got a Zeus. But it's not Zeus using Zeus. It's Oscar using Edward.
I haven't seen one of those kills work in so long. This could be the beginning of something great. They've done double bait and switch here for Sticko. And it works out tremendously well. He gets 2 kills. There's already been a Zeus frag as well. 3 versus 2 now. Simple and Flamey have to try and recover the situation. Luckily, Simple being alive. And Sticko pushing that foolishly. He'll be taken down. You can see a little wince there from Simple. Probably felt a bit bad for Sticko pushing in that area. And we'll see now the 2 versus 2 ensue. Sunny now positioned by Flamey here. But will he time this well?
Good play from Oscar, though. Starts with a Zeus. More effective than a shotgun, apparently. Goes to an AK. Flamey's gotten Sunny back, though, but it's a one-on-one. And the bomb is down, and down very near Oscar's position. So he's well aware of that fact and can control it accordingly. He'll back off. He's expecting that he may have already gone by Sandwich or to the back tracks. He's wrong on both of those provisions. Now, the one good thing is that he may not worry so much. He can allow the bomb to be picked up and planted, of which there will be no time to do so. So Flamey has to get on his horse now. That will soon, and there it is. I was going to say soon be heard by Oscar. You can see the exact moment that he turned around. Flamey was desperate to try and get the plant and got found out for it.
First round on the second half for mousesports. Comes courtesy of an initial Zeus skill, finished off by the same player with the AK-47. Well done to Oscar there, and well done to Sticko as well. I love that little bait and switch. You can see that happens so much in CSGO. I think it's a really undervalued little setup. If you can have one player in a real common spot like he was in towards Ivy, he kind of peeks to make himself known. He has to peek just enough that he can't fully commit to the corner and look deep inside it. Then Sticko jumps out of that CZ, gets 2 kills, and that's where the round really falls apart for Na'Vi. Round of 21. Is this the start of something great where mousesports can book themselves a place in the quarterfinals? Been a rough tournament so far for both of these teams. These are the grand finalists of this event last time. And both of them now looking, well, not looking at a tournament elimination, not looking half as good as they did.
Sorry, I say March. It was February.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Because I left here to go meet the love of my life, Fernando Alonso.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Jaden, but...
Oh,
that works.
That's cute.
That works as well.
See, that one's actually true, though.
Yes, that's why I thought that. Either way, it will be now the inside execution for the first time. Edward gets himself on the hitch here. Sunny waiting close. Robs to the upper ramp. So you've got 2 players, 2 great fraggers positioned inside. They're playing in front of the smokes, both of them. Robs is actually on top of one of the inside trains there. Flashbangs to come in. And he'll be fully flashed. He'll have to take a bit of a gamble here to try and stay alive. He comes unflashed. Oh, there's such a good position for him. He's going to get 2 kills easily. Oof, not quite, but Sunny picks up the pieces. And this is going to be a mousesports round by looks of things. Done damage to the last 2. And Nade would finish them off. They haven't got one, though, or an incendiary. But Chris J capitalizes on Simple, and that's going to be it. 13-8. Should be money gone. Almost there. 3K per player on average, I would say. So there we go. Will they buy up? It's Na'Vi, I'd say probably.
I'm going to call a timeout, though, to discuss that in depth. This will be their 3rd time out of the 4 that are available to them. And still, with 7 rounds to an overtime, 8 rounds to a victory. So half the game, essentially, from their perspective. A lot of ground to cover in that. mousesports, speaking of recovery, do so on round 4 of this half, and now they're back in control and 3 rounds away from closing out the series. AWP for Oscar. They'll hold what they have. 2 UMPs for Sonny and Rops.
Yeah, will be the eco by the looks of things. CZs, that's probably more than they could even justify spending at this point, but they'll go for it. And armor as well for Flamey. He's going to get $2,400 on top of his 1K he's got right now. It's not really ideal, but we'll see if it works out for him. Zeus to go first, and he'll be segregated by the smoke, and his teammates can't even justify pushing through that. It's going to be an easy round now.
Yeah, threw everything but the kitchen sink at them. Nade, flash, Molotov, smoke. A few bullets spewed their direction as well, and those have been the ones to find the kills. There's 3 of them. Zeus, Edward, and Electronic down. Oscar, aware of the fact that there was plenty more in that direction. It's a clever angle. It's a neat try. Really at the lineup, thought they'd go for it anyway. It just gave Chris the signal to fire back through, and the AK wins from that position. So 14-8 now for mousesports, and guns available again for Na'Vi, but not an AWP. They were just shy of... Oh, I take it back, excuse me. Simple does have 57. I read that as 37 for some reason, so he will be able to bring out the AWP.
Certainly will. We'll see whether this is the round that can save Na'Vi. It was looking so promising, wasn't it, until the Zeus came out. That's when it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that would be the...
Zeus is the god of war.
Yeah.
Is he god of war? Is he god of... Sorry? Thunder.
Thunder.
All right. I'm bad with mythology. The only god I know is you, Henry.
Oh, and the ex-god. He's here as well.
That's true. I do know him.
You know the... Oh, that's the king of banana, not the god of banana. I was going to say, I was trying to think of anything else I could. But there we go. We'll see.
Edward to find Rops. Sonny, though, immediate response is flashed into a main. He gets the kill on a UMP, which he then upgrades, trades in for an AK. Slightly used AK, but not used effectively. Perhaps he'll do better off with it as Simple finds Sonny with the AWP. It does still give the advantage to Na'Vi.
To that back doors of Thunder. I'm thinking of a Marvel film, so that was wrong. That's embarrassing. Anyway, 4-on-2. We'll get into
the game, shall
Oscar.
we?
Sorry?
The game, shall we?
Yeah.
The catchphrase. Chris has gotten Zeus. So no sooner do we turn away to watch the activity on the site where it looks like the bomb is going and we get a kill on the offside. And it is Na'Vi that's going to pull this back. So well done to them. This was essentially for the game because they would have been broken on map point for mousesports and nothing to purchase into it. No real lifeline back into the game. Chris is just going to try and keep the AK.
Well, Na'Vi right back in this. That was a good round from them on the T side of Train. Exactly what they need. Fending off mousesports, who have given up some massive leads on Train before. Most notably the major to Avant-Garde, I think it was, or Contemplate or Fire, I think it was, when they were up 13-2 and then somehow lost the game on Train. So there you go. And we'll see whether this will be enough for mousesports buy. Certainly is. Double orb setup. And 3 M4s, diffuse kits, and they've got smokes, flashbangers to go with. Incendiary. Oscar and Christian, the double upside, I think, for the first time, unless I'm mistaken. So this should be the beginning of the end, I would say.
Simple wanting to get the shot all the way down toward the backtracks. Chris J. Protecting, if you will. Steeko. Sonny's going to fight for himself. He's grown beyond the protection and can hunt on his own. He does so to take out Edwards. So still searching for that penultimate point. They want to do so with a buffer, naturally, as soon as they possibly can. And with a minute left, it's Na'Vi's turn to try and recover. They had the advantage at this point in the last round, so pressure wasn't exactly the same. Steeko's been tagged to 14 as the retreat happens afterward from Electronic. He won't go any further. He doesn't want to go after that kill, chase it perhaps too blindly and get caught out by anyone swinging from Hell or from Sandwich, which is now occupied by Steeko. He's rotated around, and instead they put Chris in the back lines with the AWP. It's going to be a mainly approach. Oscar on ticket booth, is able to smoke in front of him purposefully. He wants to try and see above that toward the train, or if he peeks out potentially toward E-Box. Zeus is going to evade because of that smoke, but that's fine. He's not too worried about them going for the plant. Instead, he wants that exact angle. Didn't hit it, but Zeus still went down the ropes. Instead, it's Simple with the AWP that's far more effective, but not effective enough are his teammates. He found 2, they did not. It's mousesports that get the round.
Series point, quarter-final points, and it's a huge reset for Na'Vi after winning the previous round with only 3 players surviving. They've got real little cash here. They can get a simple AWP out with no armor. They have to buy everything they can. They can't afford to lose another round. They need 6 in a row at this point. Final map of the evening could be the final round, as we'll have 2 Deagles, a MAC-10, a CZ. Simple just had to drop pistols instead of going for the AWP. And is it going to be enough? I really don't think so. But stranger things certainly have happened here. This should be the final round. But you never know, Simple can kick off with that single AK.
So smoke, execution looking likely, and they'll have to play it with pace. The right man's got the gun, I'll give you that. Not an elimination match, thankfully, from Navi's perspective, because I think they'll be disappointed with their performance in, I would say, 3 of the 6 halves that we've played. No fault on Nuke. Certainly wasn't much to show on Mirage, and this has been a half showing, if you will. The first half was very slow for them. Oscar shuts down Electronic on the way, and Simple still up with the AK, but a man down already. Now Sports on turn. They'll move on to the quarters with 3 more kills. That's all they need. Edwards inside. Bomb's going to go the same direction, and the rotation required. They do have Rops in the site, but he didn't want to overcommit. Wanted to keep himself alive, get information, and not give a gap or any opportunity to Na'Vi. He's succeeded in that, although awkwardly, as they switch to the USB. Simple's down. The game is done. They'll run forward and get the defuse, and we'll go 16-9 and 2-1 from mousesports.
I was believing for a second there, Matt, but pretty much as I built over the second half, you're just like, well, they win the pistols, a chance they can make this competitive. I think 69 is competitive. They did lose that foolish round. Well, I guess not foolish. It's surprising when the Zeus at the very beginning there, and it all collapsed from that point. You can see Na'Vi can't be too mad about that. They really didn't perform on their map pick. I'm not sure why they picked Mirage. I really can't get over that one. Nuke was much better, but that's where mousesports was very flat. Overall, a pretty disappointing series. But Trade had its moments, and I don't think Na'Vi can be like too gutted that. Like you said, they're not eliminated. But congratulations to mousesports. They get a day off tomorrow. They definitely need it. This is not a championship winning side right now. They're looking like about 60% of their usual self.
10% more than me, Henry.
I realized what door I opened when I said that one.
I had to. You're going to serve it up. I've got to slam it down.
But there we go. There'll be the final game of the evening, our final team of today. We've got 3 best-of-3s tomorrow to decide the rest of our quarterfinalists, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so there'll be the 2-2 matches, obviously, which they'll draw for momentarily if they haven't already. Yeah. I'm sure that will be posted online and available to everyone who's curious. I'm sure the teams are curious. Navi's going to love to know who they play immediately so they can prepare.
Well, we start the same time tomorrow, midday local time, and then obviously that'll be like 11 o'clock in the rest of Europe, 10 o'clock if in the UK. Maybe some of you are, not sure.
Which is 6 a.m. if you're on the Atlantic time zone.
Perfect.
Which most people don't know about. It's actually 5 a.m. in the Eastern time zone, and then subtract 1 all the way to the West Coast.
Oh, Matt, remember, we do go to an interview after this one. Don't throw it at the desk again like we did last time.
I know. I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry that was me that did that.
But we should have an interview with mousesports coming up very shortly. Any final thoughts you want to bring out there?
No, look, like you said, I think it's good that they have a day off, get some rest under them, be able to prepare. Like you said, there's great boot camp setups here. There's other teams that are already awaiting the playoffs that will be looking to scrim as much as possible. So there's available practice for them, and hopefully they get the most of it. With that, Paula is ready.
Matt, I am indeed ready. That is correct. I was just checking up on some little bits and pieces. Now I'm here with Martin. Since we've just come from Henry and Matt, I would like to inform you that our good friend Henry definitely put in a shift in terms of preparing a prayer and some voodoo and witchcraft to make sure you guys could win.
Thanks to you, Henry. Shout out. This win was dedicated to you, so enjoy that.
All right, now in all seriousness, Martin, that was an interesting best-of-3 because the scores were quite one-sided in all the maps. What was it like in terms of dynamic from your perspective?
So Mirage started pretty well for us. We won pistol round and immediately lost anti-eco basically. So we thought that yeah, this is gonna be like really tough best of 3 for us because you just see it from the first 2 rounds that we were on point. But somehow we managed to get it together on Mirage and we get a pretty good game, 16-5 I would say. Well, I think it was 65, I'm not really sure. So coming into Nuke, we were really hyped about starting on CT side, obviously, but it was really hard. I mean, we are doing really bad rotations, where I was left alone on A multiple times, and I couldn't cover everything. And like Zeus had really good calls. I guess it was Zeus with splitting me basically on A, so it was really hard to play. And Train was. I don't know, we started pretty good on T-side, which didn't happen for like eternity. Like 11-4 T-side is the best we could hope for.
Yeah, did you feel then in those first 2 maps, or at least one of them, you were being targeted a bit more, whereas on Train you could loosen up and play a bit more aggressively or have more space to do what you wanted?
I mean, yeah, as soon as we were leading, as soon as we won pistol round and then 3 anti-ecos basically and first gun round, we realized that yeah, if we do just things confidently, no matter what Chris is calling, we will win the duels, and that's what happened. So we were playing kind of free, free strats, running out and trying to hope for kills, and that happened. We realized we have to be explosive on Train. When that we learned from the Nuke game basically.
And now Martin, do you know why I mentioned witchcraft and voodoo and types of magic? Why?
I have no idea.
Because the curse... Yeah, say it.
I have no idea.
The curse is broken, Martin. This time, you've gone 3-1. You haven't dropped to 2-2 and then gone 3-2. You've gone at a faster pace. And so, are you happy about that?
Actually, you're right. I didn't think about it. We were multiple times 2-0 in Swiss system, and every time it came to the last match, basically. And I remember in Major, it came down to the wire with Space Soldiers. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're happy. Obviously, we're gonna play in Palace here in Ukraine, and looking forward there.
Of course, you are the current StarSeries I-League Season 4 champions. Now you've guaranteed yourself a place playing in the arena. What would it mean to you, Martin, personally, to be able to lift that trophy once again, twice in a row?
It wouldn't mean a lot. I said multiple times in interviews that this city and country is kind of close to me because this is actually the building where I first signed my professional contract with Hellraisers, in this very room, basically 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago. So this is kind of special. Like, Ukraine was always like part of my CS career, the start of my CS career. So it feels really good playing in front of home audience, even though I'm Slovakian. But yeah, you get what I mean.
So you feel like you have, in a sense, like a personal connection with playing here. And so that gives you an extra sort of motivation and reason to put your all into it.
Definitely. It feels great, and it's really important for me to play here on good level.
Great. Well, it's awesome to see you guys do so in the fashion you've had, move forward, and, of course, break the mouse curse. Martin, final words with you.
Thanks everyone who cheered for us. The haters from yesterday, I didn't read a single comment about my score, so you can just suck it.
Whoa, okay. Nice one, Martin. Thank you very much, as always. And let's head back to James, Yanko, and Chad DB.